Chapter 1. Nothing begins here. I know that sounds dramatic, but it isn't. It's closer to a pattern. A small law of physics that follows me from room to room. The moment something might start, it ends instead. My name is Theodore, but ladies love to call me Theo. I'm 24, an engineering student. Still in university long enough that people assume I'm on the verge of becoming impressive. Even though most days I already feel overassembled. I build circuits. I write codes. I play guitar when there's a chair generous enough to hold me and a silence willing to listen. I sell beauty products with the confidence of someone who understands persuasion, presentation, and hope. Women approach me. I say that plainly because it happens plainly. No magic, no mythology, just repetition. A gravity I didn't apply for. In hallways, in stores, at the gym, outside lecture rooms where the afternoon hangs warm and undecided. They come toward me with questions that aren't questions, laughter that arrives pre-approved, curiosity already leaning in. It used to thrill me, this early momentum. It felt like winning something I didn't remember competing for. Now I mostly watch it happen the way you watch weather move across glass. This morning I was sitting on the steps outside the engineering building, laptop open, trying to convince a stubborn piece of code to behave. I like problems that pretend they're complicated but secretly want to be understood. They reward patience. They come around eventually. A shadow fell across the screen. "Hey, Theo." I looked up. I recognized her face the way you recognize a song you've heard in passing. Same department. Same year maybe. Pretty, in the deliberate, careful way that pretends it isn't. She had already decided to be comfortable. "Hi," I said. "What are you working on?" I turned the laptop toward her. I always do that. Offer the work first. It's easier than offering myself. She bent closer. Her shoulder touched mine. Stayed there. "That looks hard," she said. "It's friendly," I told her. "It just doesn't know it yet." She laughed, and the laugh carried relief. "Good," it said. "He's charming. We're safe." We talked. I asked about her classes. She asked about mine, but listened to my voice instead of the answer. Her knee pressed lightly into my leg, testing the border. She complimented my focus, my hands, my calm. Each word landed exactly where she meant it to. And somewhere in the middle of all that careful arrival, I felt it. The leaving. It happens fast. A quiet internal click, like a door closing in a distant room. The version of me that might have leaned forward simple doesn't. Not out of cruelty. Not out of fear. Just absence. By the time she asked what I was doing later, my interest had already thinned into politeness. "I'm not sure," I said. Her eyes brightened. She heard opportunity. I heard conclusion. She stood, eventually, smoothing invisible wrinkles from her jeans. "Maybe I'll see you around," she said. I nodded, already certain she would. They always do. I went back to my screen, but the code had lost its charm. Solving it now felt like finishing a conversation after you've understood the ending. This is the misunderstanding about me. People think I'm selective, arrogant, unreachable. They imagine a list in my head, a set of impossible requirements no one can satisfy. The truth is less dramatic and far more confusing. I like women. I like the warmth of them, the intelligence, the variety. I like conversation, the choreography of humor, the way a moment can tilt if you let it. But desire, for me, survives on distance. On the possibility that I might have to move towards someone, discover them, risk misreading. When someone crosses the space too quickly, they remove the bridge. And I am left standing on my side, admiring architecture that no longer needs me. In the afternoon, another girl slid into the chair beside mine in the library. Citrus perfume, bright eyes. A request for help she abandoned the second I started explaining. "You're different, Theo," she said softly. I smiled. I'm good at smiling. By the time she touched my arm, the door had already closed again. Nothing began. Walking home that evening, guitar case tapping gently against my back, I caught my reflection in a dark shop window. Tall, relaxed, the outline of someone people would describe as lucky. I wondered what it must be like to want in a straight line. To see someone, move toward them, arrive. Behind me, footsteps adjusted their rhythm. I didn't turn around. I knew the shape of what was coming. Nothing begins here. And still they keep approaching. End of chapter 1.